My people, my people, my people, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's another edition, it's another episode of the one and the only Don't Forget to Flush. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this, you won't believe where I'm at right now. I know the last time people were like, oh, how did you even get to Canada or Dallas or Houston? Well, guess what, guys? I'm all the way in LA. And I'm here to interview and talk with and have this lovely chat with one of our African sisters. Let me just put it this way. 78 million likes, 3.5 million followers. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to introduce on the podcast episode that we're on of Don't Forget to Flush, none other than the queen of TikTok in our books.
Hey.
Drea KnowsBest.
Hello. I like this intro. It's very sweet and nice.
But the intro is real though. It's real though. I mean, like with the likes and the follows and the people that are like tracking you. I mean, like I'm blown away that I have an opportunity to talk with you.
Thanks.
So for those who don't know, I want you to just maybe kick it off this way because I'm right here in LA. It's sunny LA. I'm coming from the cold part of the country, and I'm out here, and I'm like, no wonder people don't go to work. They just spend time on the beach here because it's like the weather is just perfect. And so I'm here, and I'm excited talking with you. But like everyone who knows about LA, they would always be like, oh, this person must be an entertainer, or is a comedian, or somebody on TV. How do you describe yourself, Drea? I mean, like people can find you on social media, but do you describe yourself as a comedian or an entertainer, an actor, humorist? Or tell us.
How I describe myself, the word comedian is hard for me to. It's just more recently I started calling myself a comedian.
Oh,
okay. Because comedian is like you, like say crack jokes. You can just crack jokes on the spot. I can't do that.
But you do that.
I can crack jokes within the conversation, but to tell you a punchline out of nowhere, no, I can't do that. But I
trust me, a lot of us can't do it either. We're just going with the flow on that one.
Right. But the main thing for me, I describe myself as I'm an entertainer. Okay. In general, yeah, because my background is like you know my history. Because Namo, we go way back.
We go way back.
Uncle Namo to me.
Wow, yeah. Wow. We've not even started the podcast. You already threw it out there. Oh man, this is the reason why people always tell me why don't I edit this podcast? I can't put everything on it. But all right, I hear you. We go way back. But importantly, though, Drea KnowsBest. Like family members know you in a different name. And I always tell all my guests on the show, I say, hey, if you don't want to say your real name, plead the fifth. We don't have any rules here that you must. But what we're saying is that folks know you on social media as Drea KnowsBest. Like, how did that happen?
So that came around, there's this show back in the day called Hulk Hogan Knows Best. You know the wrestler, right? And I had to make an Instagram name, and I love that show. So I just picked Drea, removed the Hulk and put Drea KnowsBest, and that's how it came around. So now it's just been stuck with me since then, since Vine, since YouTube's Instagram. It's just been my name, Drea. But my real name is Drea Okeke.
Now you're putting everything.
Now I'm putting it.
You're comfortable. You just said it. That's it. It's a wrap. It's out there.
But you know how
sometimes just so you know.
I know because sometimes you want to protect your family name, of course. You know you don't want to. I don't know who can be looking at you. Oh, that's YM.
But we're African. Half of the time, everybody wants to protect everything.
Exactly.
Especially Nigerians that answer questions with questions.
At a certain point, I changed my name. I put Drea. It was Drea German because one of my favorite actresses, Lauren German. I was like, let me take her name. I put Drea German. But then it wasn't making sense because is Drea German or is she Nigerian? I don't understand. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think it's time for me to switch it up and set it straight.
Oh man. Okay. So what would you say influenced all of that then? Drea KnowsBest, social media queen or princess, depending on when we get into that. But would you say
princess?
My sister.
Thank you.
These days, everybody's like fighting for queen label, and I'm like, exactly. Everybody's fighting for queen, but nobody wants to take princess. I'm like, you have to crawl before you run. You have to start somewhere. But in the grand scheme of things, though, would you say that what you've been doing, whether it's your nickname, was it? You've talked about the fact that you love the show, so that was an influence. Then you went German. Which was another influence. So, but and then you're mentioning your family name. So, what's been your family response to the fact that they know you have a different name on social media, and you're on social media in that form?
I think the name thing they don't really care about. They're fine. It's not their response is not about my name. Their response is about my career. Is like, are you going to be doing this content creation full time, or are you going to go back and get an engineering job again now that you have finished your masters? So that's not the
Ooh.
concern. Is not even like the name. Like that's not.
So let's
They
talk
don't
about
care. You got
let's
call, you
talk
got call
about that
me.
for the record, though.
There you go. Yeah.
Let's talk about that for the record, because a lot of times people, maybe it's just a Nigerian thing, but it's hard for me to see a Nigerian in entertainment without like 2 degrees. Like,
Right.
you're an engineer, right? I mean, like, you are an engineer. Come on, tell us
Yes.
about that.
Yeah. So I got my undergrad at Penn State with engineering, and then I got a job offer in California to work as an engineer for
It
Lowe's.
wasn't as if
I
you came to
remember
Hollywood, though.
I did, yeah. I was. There was no way my mom was going to allow me to just move. I said, okay, I'm going to LA to go and do social media. I had to strategize. So that's how I ended up over here. And remember, you were a big part of it when I reached out to you, like, should I move or should I not move? Remember?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're one of the people who told me, like, you can do both, Drea. Like, look at me, I'm doing both. Because you know?
Scratch.
It's-
I calm down now. This
Okay.
stuff is about you.
It's
now.
about,
Just
yeah.
take it easy on every other thing with every other person. So, but you moved out here. You've been doing your whole school thing. Yes, I'm changing topic real quick. You know how this thing works.
Back to me, yes.
Back to you, Drea. You've been on multiple platforms. Like, for me, I was like, I think one of the biggest platforms that I knew what you were doing from was Vine.
Yeah.
Like when Vine was Vine, right? So you've been on all these multiple platforms. So what has been the evolution for you like? Because I know you're on all these platforms, but there must be some kind of evolution story or your experience through social media, as it were.
I feel Vine helped me realize that my expertise is in short form content. Because, Vine was 6 seconds. And when Vine passed away, RIP, I lost all those followers.
And by the way, Vine we're talking about for those, these millennials always be like, they forget everything. Be like, when was that? To 1987? No, Vine was just like, like what, 4 years ago? 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
It was Twitter. It was a Twitter platform, I think.
Yes, Twitter platform. Twitter discontinued it, but it was a 6 second video platform where people just posted a whole bunch of random stuff. But I was doing comedy skits on there. And so when that died, I wanted to keep on creating, but Instagram was a little iffy because that platform alone is it's too scripted. It's like you need to have that perfection kind of lifestyle, whatever. And I like the whole freedom of just being myself on camera. So I moved on to TikTok, and TikTok is a short form platform. And I was like, okay, because of my creativity with 6 seconds on Vine, that helped me thrive on TikTok because I already knew how to, put the punchline in short, like 15 seconds and make the video, kind of like viral videos. I was able to do that. So Vine helped me boost my creativity, and TikTok helped me reach a larger audience.
Wow, this one is just like the story of Joseph. Then the Vine helped me to just get to Egypt, and then it was based on everything that I just became the queen. But that's the truth. Within the African context, everybody will call you the queen of TikTok. Maybe in the brother world.
There we go.
They'll be like, oh, one of the princesses of TikTok.
Yeah.
But from the African context, I don't even know anybody else that I would say is a lady who's like killing it on TikTok. You even got nominated on one of the awards, right? It's called the
Shorty Award for TikToker of the Year.
Wow.
Yeah, this year it's gold though. Honestly, all these accomplishments, like I can't even. It's just blessings. Like today in church, okay, I'm gonna switch it up. But they were talking about like, sow your seeds, and I feel like I've sowed so many seeds in the past, like from just the things I've done in the past, and everything I'm just like God is just blessing me.
But that's a lot of hard work, though. You've been doing hard work. I mean, like,
yes,
none of those things are easy. What was that experience for you like? Because I know you've sort of played with Instagram as a platform to do some skits on. What would you say has been your as it were, your experience between platforms? Okay, I get Vine to TikTok similar because of the short forms.
Yeah.
But Instagram too touts themselves as a short form platform as well. So what is the differentiation for you in all these platforms?
My age demographic. I think the big thing about being a creator too, you need to know your audience. So I know what kind of videos I can post on TikTok that resonates with because my audience on TikTok is younger.
Okay.
My audience on Instagram is, more millennials.
She's saying this young and millennial as if she's not one of them. You're saying my
yeah.
audience as if you're not part of the people.
Yeah, but again, on Instagram, I know the kind of videos I'll post will probably cater more to, a certain kind of humor. On TikTok, so I think a big part just knowing who I'm catering to, and then
So what has made more sense to you then in terms of the tools? Like is it TikTok is easier to use than Instagram, or are there aspects of it that you're like, oh, this is just completely horrible? I can't even deal.
TikTok is definitely easier than Instagram because TikTok encourages creativity. There's so much. Have you ever opened an app? I'm sure you have not opened that app. You open the app and hey, your
I just feel like
blown.
it's just so high level.
No, it's not high level. They even give you like the hashtags you should be. Because they have different challenges. You can join in on a challenge, and for example, like that. No matter that water bottle, when you kick the water bottle and it opens up. So that's like there's a whole column of those different hashtags. So if you don't have any ideas, just join in on the hashtag and they already give you ideas. So for me, it's like I join in on some of the hashtags, but I add my own twist to it to make it unique to myself. Okay. Instead of just if John jumps off a bridge, will you jump off to? No, I will.
So that's the unique element right there.
Yeah, I twist my own.
Yes.
But yeah, so for me, different platforms have their own thing, but for me,
which one is the worst one that you've because you must have tested out some platforms.
I mean YouTube was not the
tough,
worst
though.
YouTube was hard. It's just the editing is hard. Like if I can hire an editor, that'll just I'll just be able to post more videos.
That's the beginning of
editing.
Once you start hiring somebody,
because again my expertise is short form. So YouTube is like if you want to make a good video and get good ad revenue, it needs to be at least 10 minutes. So like what the heck.
Wow.
Yeah, but I've been doing it. It's cool. My favorite one is definitely TikTok. I just be myself on there.
Well, that's why you're the queen on TikTok. That's why you're the queen on TikTok. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to us on Don't Forget to Flush. Like I say on every episode, if you do want to send us an email, hit us up at don'tforgettoflushpod@gmail.com. We're on social media at Don't Forget to Flush on Instagram, Don't Forget to Flush P on Twitter, and we have this Facebook page that some people have gone on there to just share their views, which most times has nothing to do with us. It's about having some issues with their family members and they're coming to come and talk about it. But that's a whole different gist for another episode. At this time, Drea, just so that I'm aligned with the audience, on Instagram, you're Drea_KnowsBest.
Yes.
Right? Is the same thing with Twitter and
Twitter, Instagram, Drea_KnowsBest, Snapchat to Drea_KnowsBest. I am Drea Knows Best on TikTok and Drea Knows Best on YouTube. So I mean, once you type in Drea Knows Best, something will pop
right now it's like yes, you're searchable. So we're going to get into the second segment of the podcast, which is our culture commentary. We talked about our main thing. People have met you, they know you, but now I'm going to put you on a bit of a hot seat because for this segment of the podcast, when we talk about culture commentary, we're trying to understand from your perspective either what you're doing, what you've seen, what you know, what you're looking forward to know. I mean, don't forget to flush, right? So the premise is if it's good, you keep it. If it's bad, you can flush it. There's a lot of exactly, and everybody always wants to have this toilet flush sound on this show. I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah, you need it. You need to have how DJs have. You need to flush.
That's a good one. I'll have to get that. Okay, so. You've had a lot of strong followers, right, across the world. We're not just talking about, you're 3.5 million followers right now on TikTok. They're spread across the world, right? Yeah. So what has been your experience? Because you must have tried to do some things that are cross-culturally relevant. What's been your experience with other cultures as you try to maybe think about content that would appeal to other people and all?
Yeah, that's good. It's a good question. So TikTok itself is a very global platform. I know sometimes when I went to France, I was trying to collaborate with people overseas, and I reached out to some TikTokers in France. And when I met up with them, they were like, Jerry, I even saw one of your videos. It went viral in France. I said, Hey, went viral in France, so it's kind of cool that I have such a reach that some video is able to reach a global audience. But I think my experience with that was actually really cool. That I got to collaborate with people overseas. Anywhere I go around the world, I feel like being a creative, I can reach out to people and be like, hey, want to collaborate? When I'm making videos, I try to make it in a way that even if you don't speak English, you can understand it. You know, so either there's a new way of making it like adding text into the video so people can read it, or making it more like there's no dialogue, it's more facial expressions and that kind of stuff.
Silent, like so go back to the silent movies and all that. Yeah, the Charlie Chaplin.
But there's music. The music is
as
more
they say, the Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, but you recently got interviewed by a major TV network, right? It was ABC. You got interviewed. What was that like? I mean, what was the fact that the major TV networks are coming to talk to you about TikTok? Like, come on, you got to tell us. What was that like? Come on.
I mean, honestly, the day before I was freaking out because the outfits I thought I was gonna wear I couldn't wear because it had pattern, and they told me you need to wear a plain color. I said I'm not set up for this kind of lifestyle. I didn't know. Anyways, but it was really cool. It felt normal. I just got to talk about what I do and why I do what I do. Creating and the long term impact of short form content. Because like even I mentioned it on the video. I was like one of these girls because I still do videos impersonating my mom. My Nigerian mom, it's different skits and everything. And
which, by the way, I don't know how she feels about you.
She just says it's not me, but
okay,
it's a dang lie.
We'll take her word for it.
I know, right? So, yeah. It's crazy. But anyways, yeah, this young girl slid in my DMs, and I think she's probably in elementary school. But she was like, "Hey, like, I used to be scared telling people that I'm African," which to me is like. What? How will you be scared of telling African? African is cool, but when you're that young, maybe their parents are not teaching them. Parents of
or maybe
classmates.
Just being bullied, man.
But yeah, they're getting bullied. Like for me, I'm thinking I'm African. I think it's the coolest thing in the world. Like Wakanda, all these different things.
I mean,
it's like,
for real.
But since young kids, maybe they're not getting that same influence.
Yeah.
But she told me that because she sees me being proudly Nigerian, it makes her more confident in being herself, natural self, and I'm like, that's cool. That's the reason why.
This, right? That's why we do this,
Exactly, So that made me feel so great that I'm able to, have that impact through my videos and through being myself, and that's really reminds me of what my why is for creating. My why is to inspire, especially this next generation of girls that are growing up. I don't want to say be a role model because I'm not the best role model, but I mean. Well, be the Drea that's they can probably look up to or something. I don't know, but I just love inspiring and empowering, especially like the next generation of creators too.
So is ABC gonna have you on the program? Or is it just?
It's already aired.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll show you the video too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now we're gonna like try to put a link of that when we like drop this episode as well. Like a kind of marker where folks can see that. So let me throw you on a loop on this one. Because you live out here in LA, you lived in New York, you lived in different parts of the country, even international as well.
Yeah. Nigeria.
So we shouldn't be laughing. Yes, it counts. It's international. I don't even know when living in Nigeria became something else. Why can't we're in the US? We should say living international, Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon. But we only think international, then we think about Europe or
I lived in Belgium. Too. Yeah. I think that's the international you're thinking about, right?
No, I'm just saying international across the board. You've been there, you've done that.
Okay, carry on.
So my question to you, and this might just come out from left field, is for creatives and folks who are out there on social media, you guys see this a lot about the divide or the dichotomy between Africans and African Americans. An African and what you could call Caucasian Americans in that sense. What is your view about these points of differentiation and this seeming conflict that sometimes brews within the African and African American communities, especially whether it's in the sense of ownership of the content or the creative? I mean, you're right here. You were nominated. Folks will be like, "Oh, she's Nigerian." One other group will be like, "She's American." Another group will be like, "She's African American." But what's your take on this seeming world of differences between our groups?
Yeah. That's a very strong question.
I know, it's like I shouldn't be giving it to me. That's
honestly right. I'm just kidding. I think at the end of the day, if a Caucasian is looking at us, we all black. They're gonna see us as black. They're not gonna ask, "Oh, are you from Africa or are you like are you from the South or Brooklyn?" Yeah. So at the end of the day, like we just have to, as a general, I don't know why there is a small rivalry between both of us, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, I feel like we just have to represent ourselves in a positive light because then again they're not going to ask you, obviously he's Black American, that's why he did it. Obviously he's African. I think you just have to represent yourself positively so that we're not ruining the image of us. Because at the end of the day, we all look the same.
Yeah.
When from other people's perspective,
Yeah.
other races' perspective, we're all colored. So I
So
don't. That's how I can say. I don't. If we can go into more deeper depth, but that's what I can think. Like, you just have to
So
represent
for
ourselves.
creatives, do you think that plays a part in opportunities? Like I'm trying to demystify some impressions, right? Oh, the Drea is going to make it because she's African. An African American can make it because. Do you see any truth to those kinds of impressions or opinions, or?
I don't know. I feel like now is even the best time to be Black or African, whatever, because now they're looking for us because they know we're the most talented ones.
Yeah.
But we're the trendsetter. I know we set the trends, but then the Caucasians want to take it from us. But that's another story for another day. But honestly, they're looking for us because they know how talented we are. They know how hardworking we are. And I know there is that thing like, oh, the role might go to. What I heard recently in the streets is like they're not even like casting agencies and whatever. They don't want to look. They're not looking for that typical blonde white girl anymore. They're looking for someone who's ethnic.
Yeah.
You know. And even like one of my friends, she's an actress and she's blonde, but she dyed her hair brown because she doesn't want to fit into that. You know.
So now,
things
the pendulum is things are shifting.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't think the roles are not going to come to us because we Black or we African American or whatever. They're coming. They see us. They see our talents. So,
good word. All right, let's go to the next segment. This is the fun one. I love this segment because we get to play two parts. It's called the Dinkba and Diva. I call it the Dinkba and Diva show. Dinkba, for those who are listening for the first time, is an Igbo word. Igbo from the eastern part of Nigeria, which is in West Africa, which is in Africa, which is an independent country and a community, depending on how you've listened to me so far. And so in that term, a man, grown-ass man, Dinkba. But it's Dinkba and Diva because you get to be anyone you want to be. That's why it's the Diva play. All right. So anything I ask you from here on out, you have to answer with an accent. Pick any accent. Doesn't matter where the accent is from. It's just that some time ago I had somebody on the show and he picked what he called an English accent. I'm like, isn't that what we've been trying to? Isn't that what we've been doing the entire show? So just pick any accent and respond to the question. That's what it is. So what accent do you want to go with so that we can judge you for it?
I'll just go with the one I know, the Nigerian accent.
No.
That's the only one I'm good
but
at.
Even the Nigerian accent, there are many of it. Which one are you planning to go with? There's no such thing as a Nigerian. Well, it's going to be one of the many, but you got to pick one. You don't even want to do like the French accent or the
I can't
Belgian.
do none. I really can't. I
don't know. You just try it out.
What accent you going to do?
I usually just do the Dinkba one, which is the Igbo accent.
So why are you doing for me? Let me do my Nigerian accent. I don't know.
Okay, all right, we'll hear it. So, you've performed with a lot. Okay, let me get into the thing. Sorry, I myself has to get. Okay, Dinkba and Diva, let's go. Drea knows best. You have performed with a lot of creatives in different parts of the world, even in the country, in different capacities. So, because you have to tell us which one has been the most memorable one. What was it like?
let me think in my American. Hold on, let me think.
Oh, you want to think in your American English before you can translate it to a Nigerian accent? This is the first time this has happened. Oh my God! Now we can successfully say that Drea thinks in American English. All right. Now we know what your dreams are like. They're like time Hallmark movies. All right.
Okay, so my favorite collaboration. That's my evil attempt. Favorite collaboration.
That works for us.
Is when I hosted the Burna Boy concert in Los Angeles, California.
Hey, Burna Boy.
Burna, fire.
African giants.
Best. That was my favorite collaboration.
How was that one like now?
Amazing.
You are just on change with that many people in the audience.
So many, yeah. If I had $1 for each person, I will be a $3,000.
Not just queen by
I'll have $1,000.
That is perfect. So how was that like? Well, sorry, how was it? How was how was it like? Was it like? Did he ask you big question?
No.
How did you get hooked up with Obana now?
It was through someone who knows someone who knows someone,
I
and they
can't hear
reached
the
out.
accent again.
It was through somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and that came to me.
All right, so let me ask you another one. This is a very good podcast because here we tell the truth. Like you have sold a lot of truth already. So let me ask you one. Um, tell us something that your friends don't know about you. Reveal something to us that your friends will. This is like the Murray show or like Jerry Springer
Right.
those days. He say, I won't tell you in the house, I'll come and tell you on the show. So tell us on the show something that your friends don't know about you.
So
And you can say it in an accent so that they don't even know you revealed something.
something they don't know about me. I used to I can't even say it in an accent, but I used to be I used to be addicted to chewing on paper.
Now, even with the accent, I didn't even get that.
Yeah.
Sorry. What did you say?
I used to be addicted to biting on paper, like chewing on paper. So
Far out.
No, it was very bad. Even like paper, cardboard. This was in high school, like from 11th grade to I stopped and I continued again.
This was high school in Nigeria or here?
Here. Yeah, I started here.
Here?
Yeah, here, because they have really good paper. So I'll just bite on it.
Your problem.
Whenever my teacher will hand out like homework assignments, I'll take an extra one.
That was your answer to the question, to just eat the paper.
Yeah, no. I'll solve I'll take two papers, so I have one for chewing and one for.
Man.
Yeah, it's really good. Even to now, the smell of paper, it really it's so good.
I think we're going to take this conversation outside of the podcast because there's therapy for some of this. So look at us. We've even lost the accent now. So
it's hard.
Okay, Drea, let me ask you one more for this segment. What advice will you give people that are currently on social media? And I'm talking about all of social media because these days the argument is WhatsApp social media. But we'll figure it out later. But out of all of the social media, there are some people on social media, they are pursuing follower, they are pursuing following, they are pursuing follow, depending on which one you use. And they want to be liked, they want to be popular, they want to be famous. Some of them even want to get money out of doing it. What advice will you give those group of people? As somebody that is inside it, chopping the soup with your own hand and licking out.
I will tell them they should know what their why is. What their guinea is. How you say what?
This why?
How you say what? How you say
why? Like when somebody complains, you say why?
Yeah, how you say why in Igbo? Guinea.
No.
It's what? So why?
Why? Guinea. Yeah, Guinea.
Oh God.
Guinea is what?
Igbo language, right? You can use.
Why is like.
They don't say Igbo language. I think there's certain words that we don't.
Yeah,
have,
but in
and
Igbo,
then we don't say it in the Igbo accent.
we say things like no Guinea. No Makagini or Makagini, like.
So Maka what? Anyways, yeah. So know your Makagini because when I say why, I mean know the reason why you're doing it. So we do it because that.
And I'm not an authority on Igbo because I know a lot of people are going to come after me. Yes, please send me emails. Don't forget to flushpod@gmail.com.
Like for you, okay, let me speak for myself. My why is that, I do love entertaining, but I love the feeling I get when I know someone is inspired through my story and through my work, that they can believe that they're good enough and they can go after what they're pursuing through seeing me do it. That's my why. That's why I love creating content. So if your why is, whether it's your why might be, okay, you want to start your biggest beauty line or you want to make money, make sure that why is very important to you, because when ups and downs, sometimes you might post a video, 1,000 likes, sometimes you might post a video, 0 likes. And there's going to be a lot of those 0 likes. So as long as that why, remember what your why is, that will keep on motivating you when the downs come around as you're creating.
That is a good word. All right. I'm going to go all 4 segments on this interview. I'm having a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been on this interview with none other than Drea KnowsBest. You must know her from TikTok, from Instagram, from Twitter, from everywhere. LA. On Don't Forget to Flush. Once again, guys, find us on social media ourselves. Don't forget to flush. Don't forget to flush P on Twitter. And please do send us an email. So, Drea, we're going into this next segment, the 4th segment. Usually, a lot of times we skip 1 or 2, but, for you, is a big deal because Don't Forget to Flush has a segment known as Toilet Seat Conversations. We know, unlike the shower where people sing to themselves, life is discussed and reviewed on the toilet seat. Just an opinion. So we're going to get into we just want to ask you some personalized questions, right? Or maybe just one if you could help us out. But for real, what advice did you give yourself? We've heard the why. That is the purpose-driven idea of why you're doing what you're doing. But what advice did you give yourself that has helped you the most today? And I'm not going to say anything. I love the seemingly awkward silence because I want you to think about it.
Yeah.
Because there must be some advice or saying or mantra, something that I get the why principle for what you do with social media, but I'm just saying broadly. I mean,
in general,
you hold 2 degrees, you are an engineer by your own right, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're knocking it out of the park with the platforms, you're everywhere. So what advice would you say has taken you through time?
Yeah. I know it's because I wrote this on my board in 2018, before I left Nigeria and came back in New Year. Don't let fear hold you back. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the only advice to tell myself. Because I'm telling you, I get scared a lot.
And
I get scared and I procrastinate, do fear. I'm like, oh, is this is this worth even pursuing, or this business idea even worth going through with, or something like that? So it's like, I'm just like, oh, it's fear. Don't let fear hold you back. If I fail, like, girl, you learn from it. It's cool. So
that is epic, man. I like that. That's a good one. I don't even have anything to add to that. Don't let fear hold you back. That is perfect. So with that, Drea, what's next? What's next for Drea? Drea Knows Best. What's next?
Yeah.
What's coming up?
My podcast, my podcast.
Oh!
I'm literally going to I'm taking so many tips. You understand? Like, this whole interview, you've been interviewing me. I've been studying you, the way you handle this podcast. It's really cool.
Yeah, well, I don't mind, but I'm just saying that I don't think I'm all that.
No, I love how, like, it's very structured. You have, like, you just,
but that's just my own personal problem.
Yeah. So that's for me. I'm going to be doing my personal problem. My own podcast. I'm going to start that out.
Okay. Do you have a name for it so that we can announce it here, and I can tell people to find that podcast?
Right. I don't have anything yet set up, but it's called Do It for the Content.
Do it for the Come on now. Come on now. From the content queen, she's saying do it for the content.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's going to be number 4. So I have the Instagram handle for it already. Do it number 4. Like, do it for the content. Yeah.
Do it for the content. Is the D THE or just the letter D?
No, it's the. So do it for the content. Yeah.
Okay, but the number 4.
That's the only thing. Yeah, because the other one was taken by some random person. I'm like, yo, what you doing?
I like that though, but that reminds me of where you see. Drea, that's the see. And I was asking a question about the evolution, and you've just evolved, because there was a time you were like the queen of Vine, and it was like do it for the Vine.
Yeah.
And now it's like do it for the content, because you've not only been on Vine, but you're on Instagram, on Twitter,
all of it. It's been a
TikTok.
journey.
So if there's anybody that should have a point of view, I mean, it'll be great to listen to your podcast, because I bet people are gonna just be getting a lot of tips and tricks, and
that's it.
That's really what you're gonna, man. Guys, you heard it here first. Whenever you hear this episode, just remember you gotta go on immediately and find Do It for the Content. The number 4, Do It for the Content, and it's gonna be amazing, because I know there's so much folks are gonna learn from you about how to really navigate this growing and ever evolving world of social media.
Mm-hmm.
So, we know about the podcast.
Yes.
How about movies? Is short form ever gonna go long form for you?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe. I was even thinking, like, maybe I should take an acting class, because I've never wanted to do acting. That's not really my goal. I like hosting, like, on air personality stuff, anything that I could be myself and just have my personality there.
Yeah.
But maybe I might look into acting. I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, might as well just take an acting class. I'm in Los Angeles,
Yeah, I mean, well, for us, it's like, we know, I believe it was Chris Rock who said this, that comedy is a gateway drug, and it's like, you do something funny, you can take the heckling, you can take the feedback. It's like, before you know what's happening, you can get into other things confidently. So, but what motivates you today?
What motivates me today?
Yeah. Because you said don't let fear hold you back. But what else motivates you? Like that's not gonna hold you back, but what's pushing you forward?
And it's the general. It's just it's gonna sound. I keep on saying it, but it's more recently just the impact that I have having an influence on. I'm so like I love children and teens and whatever, and their generation is like it's so much. It's harder growing up now, and
Yeah.
like just the impact that I have in their lives through my content and through just being me. That's what motivates me, honestly. I keep on saying it. I might need to have different ways to rephrase my same statement that I keep on repeating, but that's what motivates me. Like just the impact that I have. Yeah.
That is solid, man. That is solid. Anybody who's motivated by the impact that they want to make and they are making, that's the real thing right there. That person is real, and we appreciate you.
Thanks.
No, thank you. Thank you for being on this show, man. This is an epic amount of time that we've spent, and we've sort of talked about things that in my mind that I've always wanted to know, and I'm so glad that you got the opportunity of sharing with us and sharing with everybody on Don't Forget to Flush. So once again, guys, thank you so much, Drea. We've been right here hanging out with Drea Knows Best. Find her on social media, Drea_knows best on Instagram and Twitter. And then on TikTok, which is where she's the queen of TikTok in my books, on the African queen on that levels. She's Drea Knows Best, no underscore, just Drea Knows Best. And, and of course, I bet, hey guys, just Google her at this point. Once somebody crosses a particular level, 3.5 million followers, even Google will be telling you have to only Google this person. This person is Googleable right now.
Yo, I'm gonna have you do all my introductions for whatever I do in life.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to flush. Please send us an email. Don't forget to flushpod@gmail.com. Find us on social media. Don't forget to flush. It's the number 4 and it's the number 2. So it's Don't Forget to Flush podcast on Facebook as well. We're available on any platform, and I guess at this point, Drea, we gotta go. I heard rumors that you've been cooking isiewu and nkwobi.
Yes, it's all ready. It's ready for you.
This is what I'm talking about now. Why were we deceiving ourselves with the accent? This is what we should have brought out. If we started with this isiewu by now, podcast would have been going in a particular.
No, we'll not be speaking Igbo fluently on the podcast.
Thank you so much, guys. Oh my God, let's go find out.
Thanks for having me, y'all.
Nice one.